It's a sad day to be a Seattle Mariners fan once again, ever since 2022. I mean, I know it's only been 2 years, but the expectation level was raised, and now we are right where we always seem to find ourselves. It's either the last season, or sorry, the last series, or it is the second to last series, where it's like there's a chance, but then we fall short. So Seattle Mariners are officially done for the year after starting off and being probably the best team in baseball through the first, I would say, up to June 20th, which was my birthday. I think that was the last time that they held a and I'm going to put a caveat to this, a 10-game lead ahead of everybody in first place of the AL West. Caveat is Houston was playing absolutely horrible. I believe Bregman was injured at the time. Tucker was out. They just couldn't do anything. They were absolutely disastrous. And it's like the magic stick was given to the Astros after they ripped it away from the Mariners, and the mojo just swapped. And it's so frustrating when your team that you grew up watching cannot pull it together. They just can't. They can't pull it together. Um, So it was official as of today. If I go back and check at the look, it looks like so Kansas City was the one that held the tiebreaker between the Mariners in that third seed contention. Um, and because of that, the Mariners pretty much had to win out, but because Kansas City won today 7-4 over the Nationals, which is not really surprising considering the Nats were eliminated way back. They kind of gave up. They're bringing up all their AAA players. Um, then it left it to the Twins, who are doing the worst. Well, I want to say the worst. They've had the longer streak of just questionable um, performance in order to make the postseason. Um, but Detroit won today, so that sealed the deal pretty much. There's not really any way the M's can make it, um, unless they forfeited a game or something crazy like that. But I'm just taking a look at my screen. So yeah, it's super disappointing. It's pretty sad to be an M's fan. Triton's down for sure. I don't know what it's gonna take to get the ownership or the owner group to step up. This is the first time that um, it's the first time I've really dug super deep into the organization, look at the numbers, look at the amount of money that they bring in revenue, and then I really started that because it was a big question with the RSN, basically all the broadcast issues and all the deals that were breaking out, and most of that was Bally Sports, Diamond Sports going under, filing bankruptcy, all that stuff, and they weren't sure who was going to side with who. I know Padres signed with MLB, so that kind of solved their issue. Of course, they have a large following, so they don't have to worry about money. But the thing is that it gave a cop out to Stanton and that ownership group. There's a couple others, but I don't know how much say they actually have. But to say like, oh, we don't know what we're gonna do with Root Sports, it was like, really? Like, if you look at a map, and I really wish, you know what? I'm gonna see if I can pull that up. If you look at a map of the MLB, like all the teams and stuff like that, where they're at, um, this is a good one. Let me see if I can pull this up and make it big. I'll share this. I'll share this with you guys. Okay, well it's a really bad example. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see this. Let me go back. This one better? Yeah, this is fine. Okay. Let me share this with you guys. Sorry, I wasn't prepared to do this part, but here here we go. Take a look at this. Server errors. That's fine. You're telling me that one of the largest, um, I want to say, uh, like the largest following is either the Yankees or the Dodgers. Very debatable. And they have this tiny little section where they consider LA fans, where they kind of take it up. And then you have the Giants, also one of the largest, um, as far as like fan groups and revenue and all that stuff. And they have a little sliver of the West Coast. And yet we have the Rockies, who arguably have the largest spectrum of fans, and they are terrible and they pay the least amount of money for their players. They're losing Blackman now. He just announced retirement. But you have the Mariners up in the corner, which also has Alaska, which is, by the way, bigger than Texas and I believe California combined. How is the revenue not enough? This is my initial question. How's the revenue not enough to cover contracts for real players to come to Seattle and play? And then, of course, the argument is, well, because Seattle's where batters go to die because the marine layer, whatever reason, nobody can hit here. I think it's bullshit because Turner showed up. He's doing fine. Randy showed up. He had an off year and he wasn't as hot as he was in July, but he's doing okay. And seems like anybody who comes to Seattle, they're hitting fine. Soto's doing fine. Judge's hitting fine. So I dug into it, and they introduced a bunch of things this year, which was interesting because like they have the hot dogs from heaven, and I believe it's Ani or Annie. Sorry, I did see your comment. I know it's way late. We do suck this year. We did. I don't know. I don't want to be like, oh, you're wrong. We did. We sucked, and we honestly didn't deserve to play in the playoffs. So I'll just leave it at that. But the hot dogs from heaven was something. Who knows how much they paid on that? Probably not that much. Maybe $150,000 in hot dogs. So they threw off a balcony for everybody to catch, and that's fun. Fireworks. They did the most amount of fireworks shows this season at T-Mobile Park. How much money did that cost? They just bought the Pyramid Brewing Brewery, which is across the street from Safeco. Sorry, T-Mobile Park, and it's now the Hatback Pub, um, and it's great for Ken Griffey. How much money are they making off of that? Because that's owned by the Mariners now. That is a established business. That's not a third party. That is the Mariners' property now. That is making money off of that, and it's always packed. How much profit are you making off of that? Now, we haven't been told anything as far as like the numbers this year of revenue that they've made. We only know the previous years, but these are things that have been added. And to say that, oh, we don't know what we're gonna do with the broadcast, it was still Root Sports this year. Nothing seemed to change. How is there no money? So I told complete and utter bullshit on ownership when it comes to Seattle, and it's another season that just makes fans. And it's weird because it's like a stronghold. Because if you look at this map, who else are we supposed to vote for? What other team are we supposed to go to? It's not like we're in Oakland and it's like, shit, they're in Vegas now, which is another bummer. I guess I shouldn't be complaining because at least we didn't lose our team. But you can drive across a bridge and you have the Giants. San Diego. You don't like San Diego because they sucked in, I don't know, early 2000s. You have the Dodgers. You have the Angels. You have the Diamondbacks. San Diego is a 4-hour drive from Phoenix. Seattle doesn't have that. Even Canada, next closest team that you can go for is Toronto, and they're way over there by Michigan. Doesn't make sense. So it's ownership taking advantage. The Mariners are out again. They gave us hope, but yeah, just it's a freaking bummer, man. It is. You guys can feel free to leave comments down in the chat. Let's talk a little bit. It's a grim day as I watch those games. I just did a live stream with Jim Riley yesterday. Jim's a good dude. He's got a really large channel. A lot of good input. I'm trying to do a little bit more live stuff. But we were talking about it, and we both were like, no, no, the Mariners are pretty much done. They gotta win. They gotta win out, and then we didn't even look deep enough into that because honestly, they can win every single game the rest of the season. They're still out as of now. So it blows, man. It blows. It hurts. And yeah, man, it really does suck because they were good. I mean, Turner came and I mean, the first game I saw since the trade deadline, he hits a grand slam in Seattle. Like Victor Robles hit a home run and a double that game. Like it was like the team was turning around, but it didn't happen. So that's the part that really blows because it's like we always get our hopes up, and there's a lot of narcissists and people that are super down and negative about this team, which I completely understand because we haven't had anything to really celebrate, I guess. But we do get these guys that are good players, but then everybody turns to they're old or washed up, everything's done, like the end of their career, and we got them too late. Even though the other argument also is it's T-Mobile Park, it kills their batting. Look at Teo, look at Kelenic, even though Kelenic's not doing that good this year either. Look at Suarez, who's hot right now. Maybe, maybe, but I don't know if blaming the park is gonna help the team at all. You know, like what are they going to change at the stadium? What are they going to remove or put up to benefit the team? If you say it's marine layer in left field, you're gonna what? Put up a massive wall in left field behind the sign and block the view of the city? Like that's the main attraction and why people are willing to pay tickets in 300 level. If you what are you gonna do? Pull off a Guardians or no? Is it Twins? It's Twins. You pull off the Twins and just open up a hole in the side of right field and then create a wind tunnel. Wait, Hit It Here Cafe gets removed, which I don't even know if it's still called that because they took down the sign. I don't know why they did that either. Um, the team's different. Julio at least got to be 2020 again for the third season in a row. He's one of the few to ever do that. This is I mean it's sad because I mean to me and I think to the rest of the fans like the season's over. Like all these memories, everything that we're looking at, all the excitement, it's over. There's not really a point to watch them because if they win or lose, it doesn't matter. We need to start looking to next season. Randy hopefully will still be here. Hopefully they don't try and trade him. Turner, he's going to be gone. I would love to see the Mariners re-sign him if he's not retiring. He's 39 years old. Doesn't mean that he's going to retire, but he is done with the Mariners for now. Who's going to pay him? Is he going to go into coaching? Is he going to do one more year? I mean, what's the plan for Turner? I don't know. But it would be awesome. I think he would be a great selection for first base. I think a lot of people say Rayleigh is better to have at first base because we don't have to pay a lot of money and we could focus on going out and getting a third baseman, or we could focus on getting a second baseman. Or how about this? Justin Turner was a third baseman his most of his career. Can he not play third? It's a hot corner, but he still throw the ball? I think he can. Why not Rayleigh at first? Why not Turner at third? I'm sorry, Josh Rojas, but no, this did not work out. Like this year was not good for you. You were hot for about a month in I think it was April. Nothing else. It was no bueno. So, um yeah. Yeah, Polanco was a bust. Garver was a bust. I mean, I'm happy for him when he did hit the home runs that he did, but to bat under 200 and get paid that much money. Yeah, if I'm being an optimist, maybe he's doing because he always had like a bad year, good year, bad year, good year, bad year, good year. Maybe next year is a good year, but I don't trust it. Like really, there is a race against time. It's not like we have all the time in the world to make this work because look at the pitching staff that we have. If you like the Locked On Mariners podcast, I listen to them a lot, although the pessimism and kind of the sarcastic attitude that you hear from one of them is rather annoying to me. Um, I think he's accurate on certain things. I think he's also emotionally guided by some of the things he says. And I think that also rubs off on a lot of Mariner fans. But they did make a point. Arbitration coming up is going to eat into majority of their budget just to keep the rotation that we have currently, um, which will leave 10 million, 12 million to go spend on the free agent market. And we're talking about who are the options? And then what position do you dedicate that money to? You're tied up with money with Haniger. You're tied up with money with Luis Castillo. You're tied up money with Garver. And those are huge. Those are very large contracts. I believe Haniger's at 16 million. And I mentioned this with Jim yesterday. Was the there? Let me share some stuff for you guys. Bear with me. I'm trying StreamYard for the first time, so here we go. All right, let's take a look at this. So you have all that money tied up. I guess we can take a look at. Let's look at the Mariners. What we got here. I just want to be accurate on this. Can you imagine? Can you believe we're paying under 800,000 this year for Cal, and he's rated to be one of the best, just like Mike Piazza. It's wild. It's wild to me. JP Crawford, I don't think we're getting rid of him. He's a good clubhouse guy. He has declined, but he's not that bad. Polanco was a mistake. I believe he's a club option. Yeah, I think red is club option. Yeah, it is. So who knows if we can find someone cheaper than Polanco? I don't know there. Luis Urias. I would DFA him. He was pointless to have. Um, Turner's not going to be this cheap next year. We got the rest of his contract for 6 months. Rojas, he's cheap, but he's a backup third baseman. He's not who you want to have. Yeah. So 16 mil for Haniger. 16 mil for Haniger. And next year jumps up quite a bit with Julio. That was kind of the arbitration talk, considering the fact that it almost goes up double what we're paying him now. And he wasn't paid. He wasn't doing very good this year. I mean, Julio was not himself this year, but he wasn't. I don't know how to explain it. He had a 275 batting average. Like that's good. That is good. But he was never good when we needed him. When there was 2 outs in the ninth with runners on, never came through. He did once, and so it's hard. It's hard. It's the least amount of home runs I believe he hit in a season. Robles, we extended him. We have him come back. That's a really good deal. Honestly, like he deserves that money for how good he did. And then 10 mil for Mitch Garver. Castillo being $24 million for the next 5 years. There's, I mean, I made it a point, like I said with Jim, that maybe he should be the one to be traded. Out of all the pitching that we have, everybody says you need to trade pitching in order to get some bats. Castillo would be the one to do it. Getting older, he costs the most, and the other guys shown that they are solid, that they can hold their own. I like Luis Castillo, don't get me wrong, but I just, how else are we supposed to pay for bats? One of the biggest names, and honestly, we don't even need an outfield. We don't need any more outfielders. What would be great is Juan Soto, but his previous AAV was 31 mil, so he's getting that 500 mil contract. I don't know for how long. We're looking at like 60 some million a year, most likely. Like Mariners don't have the money. Bellinger's not worth it, and that's if he does a player opt out, which he might with how bad the Cubs were this year. Teoscar, probably going to re-sign with the Dodgers. He was great there. He had fun. They're probably going to see the chase for the World Series. I mean, they're already in there. Why not? But I mean, Haniger is a player option, and look at this. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. He's the fifth most expensive outfielder to possibly hit the free agent market next year. He's not even a starter. He just rides the bench. Like he's a third option. He's so bad. But Anthony Santander is a free agent. 11,700,000. If there's a way that we can trade Haniger for an infield guy and then sign Santander, and I mean just to make it break it even, we can tell him, hey, we'll eat 3.5 mil of his contract, and then it's like we just swapped a player for the same price. Why not? That's if Santander got this amount. This is this year. So you tell me. I mean, there's a lot of things to look at. Um, I'm already in winter mode because it's like, how do we fix this? You know what I mean? Like, how do we? I don't know. Let's make this a little bit bigger for you guys. So you get rid of I mean, you get rid of Luis Castillo for an infielder. It's like who needs starting pitching really bad that has infield like depth that can trade that we would actually want, and then also has the money to take on that contract. It's most likely they're going to be adding mm, 15 mil if it's within the Mariner budget, 15 million to their payroll. So what Orioles, like I mentioned the Reds, but I don't think they have the budget for it. And I don't think the Reds want him because they traded him away for a reason. Um, maybe the Mets, but I don't know if they want to. I don't know if they want to get rid of their infield. Jose Iglesias has been awesome. Mark Vientos would be a great third base addition for the Mariners. Um, I mean those two, but I think, dude, I'm gonna say I think Iglesias. I spelled that wrong. Jeez, Iglesias. Misspelling it? Oh, E. Sorry. See, I can't spell. Um. Oh, he's not bad. He's a mill. I don't know why I thought he was more, but he is 34. So 34. I guess they don't need to trade him because he's a free agent. So Jose Iglesias, Mark Vientos. I know Jose Iglesias can play second. Um, I mean, there's a lot of moves that could be made this year. So I mean, add Santander, right field. You have Randy, you have Julio, you have Anthony. That's a freaking awesome outfield. I'd be 1000% down with that. Um, and then infield wise, trade for Jose Iglesias. You know the Mets can afford Castillo. I don't know if they would do it, but Luis Angel Acuna, uh, Mark Vientos, Jose Iglesias for what? They're gonna need infield Michael Arroyo and Luis Castillo, and you can then afford you can afford it. These are just ideas. I don't know, and then re-sign Justin Turner to a 1-year deal. Play first, or don't keep Rayleigh, even though he's been terrible recently. I don't know, guys. Like, what do you guys think? I mean, you tell me. It's sad because it's like I I didn't have much hope that they were gonna make it, but you know when they're like you're almost there, so you're like, oh, maybe they'll make it. No, 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 eliminated before the game even before they had their next game, before they even got the final series out. Even if they won them all, not good enough. Man, it's so frustrating. So, and let me justify this. The reason why I mention um, trading for a third baseman using Luis Castillo, one for the money, obviously, because it sheds 24 mil from the budget. Two, Stanton's probably going to cut budget after looking at what the White Sox did. They're cutting payroll, and they're somehow winning right now. They're about to sweep the Angels if they haven't already. And they're the worst team in history since the 62 Mets, I believe. Why not? Stanton would be like, look how good we did. I don't need to pay this much. I'm going to pocket the rest and continue my businesses. I publicly am interested in whatever he owns, shorting his stock. And there we go. That's a way. Bankrupt him, make him sell a team to someone who loves baseball, unlike him. And then 4 would be the fact that, and I can share this as well. There are 4 possible free agents in 2025 for third base. One of them is Alex Bregman, who is a 20 mil contract per year this year. Mariners, no, there's no money for him. On top of that, he's an Astro. Personally, I'm not about that. Other fans might be like, I don't care who he came from. If he's good, we just need him. We can't afford it, clearly. The other one is Gio Urshela. He's bounced around like crazy. He is not excellent by any means. He is very mediocre. To me, Urshela would be a step up from Josh Rojas, but I feel like we could get the same value and a better bat by just re-signing Justin Turner and putting him at third. Really at first. I'm perfectly fine with that. The sweepstakes for first base, again, pretty much out of the question. Unless we were to bring back Carlos Santana, who did amazing in Seattle. If he is not retiring, he's making $5 million, sign him for a 2-year contract or a 1-year contract deal this offseason to take first base. And then, Wilmer Flores was a bust. I wouldn't touch him. Walker's going to be out of the question at $10 million. Josh Bell's going to be way out of the question at $16 million. I don't want Rizzo. Alonso's going to stay in New York. Goldschmidt is 37. I'm good. I'm good there. We don't need to follow the trend of signing players that are out of age or just too old. Which you can say was Santana, but at least Santana proved that he can hit in Seattle. So that would be a plus for me. Maybe Ryan O'Hearn. That would be an option. I don't know if they're going to re-sign him in Baltimore because Mountcastle's not old, but O'Hearn did good. And he can take a ball to the face. So earn my respect for sure. Second base, Gleyber Torres. Where is he going to go? 14 mil? Probably not Seattle. Brandon Drury? Drury's okay. He's 32, but 8 mil? Is he worth it when we have Polanco already? And I don't know if he's going to be any better. We already had Frazier, but a lot of people have been talking about Brandon Lowe or Solano from San Diego. And Solano, I believe, has had near 300 batting average every year. And he's consistent. And he costed $1 million. I'd be fine with Solano at first or second base, as long as he can keep that bat alive. And hell, go get Brandon Lowe and Solano. Then you have a second and first base addition that both hit pretty well. Lowe has good power. He came back from his injury and he's been good. But I don't know if Tampa Bay is going to let him go. I don't know if they're going to drop him. He's a club option. They might think that 10.5 mil is too much. So I don't know what they're going to do with Polanco. I would say drop him. I really would. He proved he couldn't do it here in Seattle, and it killed us. He wasn't even good during the time that we were doing great, but nobody paid attention because nobody's looking for reasons to like point out the negative when things are going the right way. Then things crashed, and Polanco and Garver were both the centerpiece. Julio, he was probably a clean third, just because he's been declining ever since his rookie year. It's hard. Sorry. Oh, okay. That was only a minute ago. Murray. I've been looking at the page, so it's hard to see the chat over here. Twins chances, they're slim. I think they need to go 3-2, and so here let's just go. I don't want to get this wrong for you, so I think they need to go 3-2, and I believe the Royals need to lose 2 moving forward because the Twins, well, Twins still need to play today. It's actually I'm not gonna use that. Let's just look at this. Here we go. Let's pull this up. So really, come on, give me the wild card. There we go. All right, so wild card race. Let's make this bigger. Ooh, yeah, nice and big. So Twins are 2.5 back, but they haven't played today. So with a grain of salt, there goes my Mike Trout signed card. The Royals and the Tigers, they both played today, both won. So that's the only reason why they're a half game higher. So the Twins win today. They have 2 games. So realistically, I don't think they're playing each other moving forward. I think the very last series, it's a 3-game series for every team except for the Braves and the Mets, which we'll talk about in a minute. That's also very annoying right now. But I would be looking at seeing if the Royals are going to continue collapsing or if the Twins are going to collapse as well and fail to make it to the playoffs. Tigers 9 of 10. They're on a 5-game winning streak. Don't count them out. I think they've taken that second seat and I think they've earned it. They've come out of nowhere. It's insane. Um, they're playing like the Mariners did before June. Let's put it that way. 3 games left. They're 2 games behind. I think the Twins need to win out and the Royals have to lose 2. Or the Tigers. I don't think the Tigers will. They're 9-1 of their last 10. The Royals are 3-7 of their last 10. Royals lose 2. Twins win every single game. They sweep. Who are they playing? Who are they playing? Thank you for the ads. Marlins today, Orioles. Ugh. Oh, I guess that reaction probably says it all. It's so hard. It's so hard to say because like the Orioles have been so bad. The Orioles have been so bad. I where are they? Let's look at that again. They're 5-5. They've won their last 2, but like they made the playoffs. Cool. Maybe they just don't care and they're just taking it easy. They're playing the Yankees today. They won the first 2, so maybe they're back. Maybe they're back, but they've lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, they've lost 5 of their last 6 series. I don't know, and Twins have been bad too. Um, if the Twins can win every single game, and then the Royals, who are they playing? I wasn't even planning this live stream, guys. So if I'm disorganized, I'm just whatever. Who cares? I'm just in a bad mood. I wanted to talk to nobody. Braves. Man, and the Braves are in it to win it when it comes to the Mets. So I have no idea. I have no idea. Yeah, the Mets and the Tigers, very unexpected. I don't know. The Mets have been good since Grimace showed up and threw the first pitch. And that's been a while. So I don't know. I don't know. It's hard. It's so hard to say. It's so hard to say because no team except for the Tigers have been like awesome, like solid, just dominant. Even the Astros, they just lost a series. They haven't been. They're 5-5. Orioles 5-5. The Mariners are 6-4, and they're out. The Tigers are the only team that are just dominant. So to ask what's happening with the Twins, I mean, in the position that they're at, they need to win out, and the Royals and Tigers need to lose too. That's my answer for them to make it. But that also means we have no idea who is going to be the first and second seed. I know there's a tiebreaker, but honestly, I'm not gonna look too far into that. That's gonna be way, yeah. So so I don't know. Um, it's a sad day to be a Mariners fan. But it's also very weird if you are um a Mets or Braves fan. First of all, if you were supposed to go to any of the Mets Braves games for this series, one of the most important series for the NL wild card, you're probably annoyed because you have to change your whole schedule and get new tickets because they rescheduled the game, both of them, for a doubleheader on Monday. That's how do you say it in PG terms? That's messed up because you know this is going to throw off the game of one of the teams, but I don't know who. Lindor is back for the Mets, but now you're gonna do a doubleheader a day after the season's supposed to be over in Atlanta. I don't even know what's going on. I want to know. Hold on. What's what's this inclement weather going on in Atlanta? I want to know this. Okay. Flash flood warning 1 hour ago. Okay. But for 2 days? Can't dry it out? It's 71 degrees. 7 mile an hour winds. So it's not crazy. It's just heavy rain. For Thursday and Friday. Flash flood warnings 1 hour ago. All right. I guess. It's very interesting because it's just these two teams are neck and neck, and Atlanta's 1 game out. The Mets are in the second seed right now, while the Diamondbacks are in that third seed. They lost the second seed. They're 5-5. They won last night. The Mets lost to the Braves last night, which was huge. And um, if if the Braves sweep the Mets, I think the Mets are done because the Mets, it's so hard. So the if the Mets so the Mets will play. I guess they're gonna have 2 days off. They're gonna have today and tomorrow off. They're gonna play the Brewers, and the Brewers already clinched their division for 3 games, and then they'll have a doubleheader on Monday on the 30th against the Braves. While the Brewers are 5-5 lately, so again they're not playing like they normally do, and the Braves, how are they doing? Who are they playing? They're skipping the series to go play Kansas City. That's right. We already saw that. And the Royals have been terrible. I don't know. It throws a wrench in the whole world will be looking at the Mets because the Mets and the Braves, that doubleheader series, because I'm rooting right now for the Braves to sweep the Royals. Um, that way we can drop this question. I don't know. I guess I just want the Twins to make it. I don't have any incentive anymore. Mariners are out. But that's crazy. I wonder who's going to pitch for the Mets and the Braves. I think the Braves already have it decided, but I wonder who's going to pitch for the Braves. Um, I don't know if it's going to show. I don't think it shows. No. Um, or I should say the Mets. I'm getting lost in my own thoughts because they didn't have like a schedule of who's going to be on the mound. See if I think I have to go to MLB.com for that. I could show you guys what I'm looking at so you're not bored out of your minds. So, um, yeah. I don't know if the Mets are fine. I know that they want a Phillies Mets series, but I don't think the Mets are fine, honestly, because it's so weird. Like the teams that they're playing, they're not pushovers. It's not like the Tigers playing the White Sox as their final series, which is like another side note. I guess I should have included in there when it came to AL. That's the reason why it's more focused on the Royals and the Twins. Um, Although I think the White Sox got their first sweep against the Angels. Doesn't say much, but I guess they're hot now. I don't know. I I I am not gonna go with you on the Mets are fine, but I guess I will. Yeah, I guess I'd have to go for the Twins because I don't know. The Royals had a World Series in 2015. When was the last time the Twins had one? It's been a long ass time. How many games will we miss the playoffs by? We, if we win out, we as in Mariners? Sorry, we're talking about like 7 different teams, Brandon. And there's probably a delay on this broadcast, so you're probably hearing it in like 10 seconds from when I'm saying this. Um, Sorry, I was gonna look at this. All right, so let's take a look. So Kansas City won, like I mentioned. Tigers barely won against Tampa. Yeah. Uh, when are the White Sox going to break the record? I've been only watching White Sox games just to see history, and they've let me down 3 games in a row. People were booing the White Sox. Um, yeah, people were booing the White Sox yesterday when they won. They walked it off. That was funny. All right, so 27th. Maybe we have a preview. I wanted to see who the Mets were playing or going to pitch because they have like nothing decided when you look at like fantasy ball or something. Let's see. Preview. No idea. Cool. Montez had a terrible start last, so we'll see. Yeah. So I think the Mets are like they're scrambling right now because they probably had 2 guys lined up to play today and tomorrow, and because of this being moved to a doubleheader on Monday, they are scratching them and pick their 2 guys. Probably gonna be Cantina. Uh, who else would they throw out there? Is Robertson still with them? I think he is. Or is he with Texas? Hmm. I don't follow the Mets very well. What we got? Roster. I don't think they're gonna put Budo in a starting role. Yeah, Manea. Probably Sean Manea. And they do have David Peterson. And then Quintana. That'd be my guess. Maybe Severino. I don't know if Severino's gonna be it. I don't know who they're gonna choose. I bet you they're still not sure either. It really comes down to how good, um, like the history of the players of Atlanta are hitting off of these guys. Whoever has the best ERA against that team, and then also the splits of the versus lefties and righties. Yeah, for the okay, Brandon, sorry. I keep going back and forth. I can't see the chat when I clicked out. So if we well, how many games will we miss the playoffs by? Well, I mean, we already did. It's hard. I can't really answer that because it really, even if we win out, it really depends what the Twins and the Royals do. So, I mean, if you want to go, I guess theoretics, if we won out and the Royals run out won out, and then we would still be 2 games back. So we would have missed it by 2 games. And that triggers actually an interesting thing, but and I'm gonna look at that. Murray, the Mariners add Mitch Garver in the offseason. I had high hopes. Yeah, me too. I mean, I was hoping that it wouldn't be a down year because, like I said, he has like one of those things where he has a good year, a bad year, a good year, a bad year, and he had a bad year this year. Last year he had a good year outside of his injuries, and it was a bad year again. I mean, he was great with Texas, especially in the postseason. Um, you didn't like Randy? Why not? I love that move. I was so ecstatic about Randy coming. Who else do we have in the outfield? I mean, who did he replace that you were sad about? And who we traded away for him? Deals. I mean, we'll see in a couple of years. But as of right now, fleeced him. So, I mean, sad about that. I do want to look at. Damn it. Some of my memory's shitty. That's why I always have notes. Yeah, no problem, Brandon. I mean, here's the thing. Oh, that's what I wanted to look at. So yeah, if every team just, it really depends what the other teams do. So if the Royals won out, we'll be 2 games back. If the if the Twins won out, let's see if I can go back to that. Typos. No matter what, yeah. So, oh geez, whoa, what just happened? Oh, did it just get updated? All right. Well, see, that changes my answer now. Yeah. All right. So this just got updated. So, so we're 3 games back, but technically 2.5 because we haven't played a game today. So if we won today, it'll be 2.5 games back. But if every team wins, we will be 2.5 games back of the wild card. If we won out, and I guess because everything's gonna be a half game, so there have to be 5 games. They would have to lose. Yeah, they would have to lose every single game, and then we would be tied. But because of the tiebreaker, we don't have the tiebreaker against the Twins or the Royals. So because of that, we're automatically out, no matter what. So if we won and they lost every single game, the Twins and the Royals, moving forward, well, I guess not the Royals, the Twins. If the Twins lost every single game and they're still not even in the playoffs, we would still lose by a tiebreaker, but not by game. Like it would be an even record. We'd be what 90, 85 and 86, but we have 77 losses. I'm not sure how that works. I have to do the math on it. Sorry, my brain's not that good. Um, don't we have against the O's? Wait, what do you mean? A tiebreaker? The O's already clinched the first seed, so there's no way that we can catch them. They're 3.5 games above the Royals and the Tigers, and we're, if we win today, 2.5 games back. So that would put us 6 games behind the Orioles, and there's not even enough games for that. So, um, You look at chemistry. I'm not one of those guys that get excited about midseason trades. Well, I mean, yeah, you don't have to. I get really excited with midseason trades when the team is doing good and there are pieces that are holding them back from being great. Does that make sense? So if the Mariners were playing like they were in the beginning of the season, all the way up to my birthday, and then it was a downfall, and then they make those trades at the end of July to get rid of, let's just say, they were to replace Polanco and they replaced um, Josh Rojas a third, like those trades. I think the Randy trade was a great one. I I I I wish Randy was doing better, but I think that was a good one. I mean, the longevity that we're going to have him under control is really good too. I just hope that in the offseason he can settle down, kind of get used to being in the Northwest instead of the farthest other corner of the country. Um, and I'm very excited to see those kind of moves, but I have mixed feelings because we weren't doing well in the second half. We were on a downhill scope really quickly. Like it was getting really, really bad. So those trades didn't feel very exciting because it felt like we already were in a slump and already in a hole that was killing our chances for the playoffs. And in the end, as we sit here today, you and me talking, you know, that is the reality of it. We were already screwed. Like we were done. Um, could we have won more? Yeah, but it's so hard when you get into a slump like that to build out of it. And then you got rid of Ty France, which made zero sense to me because he was one of the best hitting players on the team. High strikeout rate, yeah, but like I don't fully understand the Jerry Dipoto 54% idea. I understand that it's not like his total mentality kind of says like that's what everybody kind of looks for is if you win 54%, you're going to make the playoffs. And he's not wrong. If especially look at this. Houston Astros. 54 point, 54-1, 541, that's their winning percentage. They clinched the division. This year is an outlier. Get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. It's no team is good this year. I mean, the Yankees 92, Cleveland 92, and like no team's going to hit 100. Like no team is excellent. The the Orioles won 100 games the last two seasons, I believe. So it's a very down year, very odd. And then you have teams that are breaking records for like the most losses in baseball or tied for it. We're waiting for that to happen. Um, So there's a lot of questionable moves. Ty France, I don't think should have got traded. I think he was a fine first baseman. Look what he's doing over in Cincinnati. He's doing great. I'm happy for him because like the Mariners did him wrong. I don't know if you guys followed that as far as like that team chemistry thing that you're talking about. Um it was hurt. The morale was hurt because not only was Ty France involved in this, but also Scott Service's firing, where they both found out on Twitter, X, online before anybody told them that they were being DFA'd and fired. Like, that's going to kill your team chemistry. That's going to kill your team morale. That's going to kill your trust in your organization to where you shake your head like unacceptable. Because, I mean, look at the team. There's Julio, Cal. Shit. I'm trying to think. Who else? Who else on the team? Let's go here. Who else on the team? Gilbert, Kirby, Miller, Taylor, Woo. So that's six. Moore, seven. Mm, mm, that's it. Seven, eight, 7 or 8 players on the team. This is what the point I'm getting to. 7 or 8 players have never played for another organization. Everybody else, Crawford played for the Phillies, Jorge, obviously the Twins, Turner, multiple teams, Red Sox, Blue Jays, Dodgers, Randy Rosarena, Tampa Bay. Another questionable organization, but I don't think they would do that to him, to where they are now worried that if they open up Facebook, if they open up X, if they open up YouTube, they're going to find out that they've been released before anybody even says, hey, man, it's going to let you know that we made a trade and you're going to be going to another team. We thank you for your service, blah, 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 blah. Have a good one. Good luck. We believe in you. It doesn't look good. And only eight people, people on the Mariners have never played for another organization and don't know the difference, but I'm pretty sure they're being told that's not cool. So that's just throwing that out there. I was going to look something up and I wanted to see this. So I keep doing this. How many games will... So let's take a look at this together, guys. Figure this out. What are you guys doing today? Are you guys watching ball? What are you guys doing? I mean, what do you do now? If you're Mariner fans, what do you do now? What do you do? You just gonna say something that YouTube would take me down immediately. It's a joke. It's a joke in my brain. I'm not gonna say it out loud. You guys will report me because it's the day and age that we live in. Let's see, major league teams. Let's look at the Mariners. Let's see here. Idea of the players and stuff. I want to see the WAR. What WAR wins above replacement for you guys that don't know? So it's a number that's calculated that determines whether or not they are hurting the team or benefiting the team. Like they are without them on the field, are they contributing wins or are they taking away wins? So if we were to look at their roster, here, I'll go ahead and do this. I have a really wide screen, so let me just zoom this in for you guys. Is that big enough? Let's take a look. Yeah, that's much better. Okay. So Cal, I'll open these up. Ty France is gone. Polanco. Let's look at everything. Look at every single player. Open up a lot of tabs. Ugh, Mitch Garver's going to be a bad one. Robles, Turner. I love Vossler. I don't know when the hell he's going to come back up. I don't know, 179. Eesh. He was doing great down in AAA. Castillo's out. Okay, let's just do offense. Let's just do that. Okay, so let's take a look. Cal Raleigh, 4.5 WAR. So for those of you who don't know, because of him, they won 4.5 games more than if they didn't have him. Pretty good. 218 batting average sucks, but 31 home runs. Most on the team. Awesome. OPS plus 115. Great. His career is 110. He's having a good year. He's 5 points above what he normally does. Who's next? Ty France. Gone. No longer with us. Negative 0.4 WAR. But he had a 238 batting average this year, which is better than our best hitter. He had 13 home runs. His OPS plus is only 95. Very close. So 100 is average. He only had 95. So, of course, he had a down year. Yeah, how's he doing with Cincinnati? Playing 49 games. He has 10 doubles in less time than he was with the Mariners, and it's almost as many as what he did with the Mariners. He has 5 home runs, which is almost as many as he had for the entire year with the Mariners. Batting 265 versus 223 when he left. I understand why they want to kick him off, but like, what? It makes me think that it is morale. It makes me think that it is, you know, like people in the clubhouse. It's the bad atmosphere. It's just the whole Kellenic thing after the off season. Like, did it still linger? Because Kellenic was salty when he left. I guess I look at the numbers, but I felt like he was doing better than most of the players. He was one of the best ones during that slump. So I don't know. He's gone. Blanco, 1.2 WAR. Hold on. Let's talk. Let's look at this. Let's look at this. I'm checking on you guys. You guys saying anything else? Yeah. Once we lost the second game to the Stros, I said after Mariners. Yeah. 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 I was telling. I don't know if you guys follow them. Mariner Mojo. I was telling. Was I talking? I don't know if I was talking to Joe or Colton, one of the two. But I mentioned I was like, I'm buying drywall, just to punch it, so I don't ruin my house. It's a rental, so um, Colton. I I don't know if I was talking to Colton. They were on their page, so I don't know who I was talking to, but I DM'd him after. At least still the Seahawks. Yeah, I don't know. I should be back into football, but I'm really not. I'm just ever since 2016, I just kind of football is just for me. I know I'm a loser. I should care about that, but I don't. Um, Let me see here. What we got? What we got? What we got for Polanco? So he is at. The problem is I open up all these new tabs and then I have to reshare these damn screens. So I'm sorry for that. Here we go. I guess I don't need to look at advanced stats. I just need to look at the normal ones. Yeah, so 214. So it's weird because he's so bad that I complain about him, but yet his batting average is higher than Cal's. But when you only have when you have half the home runs and half the RBIs, and you only have 4 stolen bases, and like a third of your stolen base attempts were you were caught. Um, I don't know. I just don't have any love for Polanco. I had high hopes. I was super excited to see him, but um, yeah, he's just been a disappointment. You got the Eagles. Are you in Philadelphia, Brandon? Or are you local? Are you like a Seattle guy? Where are you? Because I don't know. From what I've been, my very few pokes at looking at NFL games, the Eagles did not seem too great, but I could be wrong. I'm most likely wrong. Idaho. No, Idaho. I'm kidding. Um, well, then you're kind of a free agent. You can be a fan of whoever you want. Any team, any sports team. You guys have hockey over there? I don't know. I don't follow hockey either. I'm so baseball oriented. It's really bad. I know I should branch out, but I'm just not. I started a fantasy football league and not doing good. Murray's in Philly? Oh, dude. You guys are nuts. You guys are intense, man. I need some of that fandom over here in Seattle for the Mariners. Maybe it would kick up a notch for the players to play better. Like do a whole Trey Turner. That'd be awesome. Do you like Philly? No? Sounds like a bad question. I don't particularly like Seattle, but it's changed. It's not what it used to be. Um, yeah, JP 2.6 WAR. All right, not bad. It's good to have him. Batting average 202. See, sometimes I question the hell out of the WAR because how? It's probably defensive, but OPS of 88. I know he has like a 16. Look at this, guys. Watch. Look at this. If you're a Mariners fan, look at this. This is just what the hell. Well, let's see if I can find it. Where are your splits? Baseball Reference is extremely hard when it comes to finding what you want. Where are those links? Game splits 2024. Batting splits. Okay, let's see if we can find it. That's the last four. I want. Okay, platoons. Okay, versus right. Yeah. 56 OPS plus against righties. What? 169 batting average against righties. He's never had that issue. 38 OPS plus at home. What was it? No, there's one that's specific. It's way lower. It is. No, no. I'm looking. I wanted to be able to show you guys, so I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass. The the come on, where is it? He has a 16 OPS plus. 16. That's like average is 100. 16 OPS plus against righties at T-Mobile Park. I believe it's the worst OPS plus for anybody at their home stadium versus any pitcher that are a starter on the team. I know it's very specific, but I'm still looking for it. I just want to. It's better to have the facts in front of me so I can blame it on somebody else. Wait, what we got here? So that's a TOPS plus, but that's a 1-2 count. Okay, so those are all the splits based on the count that he's in. 2 outs. No, I just want home game. I might have to go to StatHead, and I really don't want to dig into that too much because I don't want to bore you guys. But yeah, it's pretty horrible. Ooh, ballparks. Maybe I'm not seeing. Oh, here. It's still 55, 59 at T-Mobile. It's been really bad. All right, well, never mind. I tried. We have the NIL. So it's like Steelheads. It's like semi-pro? Something like that for hockey? Yeah, something like that. Gosh, guys, it's been rough. So it'll be interesting as far as I mean, I was gonna look at all of these. JP, I don't know how Josh Rojas is a 2.2 WAR. He's a 227 batting average. He didn't play every single game. I was gonna finish this off. Randy's at a 1.9 WAR. Julio's at a 4.3 WAR. Makes sense. 274 batting average. He's still 3 points below his career average. So it shows how much he's declining. There we go. Mitch Haniger's a negative 0.2 WAR. OPS plus is 84. Got to get rid of him for 16 million a year. Get out. Mitch Garver, negative 0.2 WAR. A 171 batting average. His career is a 236. His OPS plus somehow is an 83, but oh my God, just not for 10 mil. Luke Raley's a 3.1 WAR, so very good. 21 home runs, 241 batting average. Keep him on the team. 125 OPS plus. That's 10 points above his career average. Luke is here to stay. That clunky big giant. I love seeing him on the field. Robles found. I'm so glad that finally a player has found their second wind in Seattle. The last time I saw a player find a second wind in Seattle was not in baseball. It was football, and that was Marshawn Lynch. It's the only other time I've seen like a breakthrough comeback. Everybody gave up on him, and now they're being amazing. I mean, 3.0 WAR, 306 batting average, only 4 home runs, but that is fine. He has 75 hits, 27 RPIs, 33 stolen bases. I mean, an OPS plus in his career is 89. He has a 139 OPS plus this season. I love it. I love it. So, I mean, that makes me wonder I don't know. I guess I didn't consider him for the Santander thing that I mentioned earlier. Santander could be a DH, especially if you drop Garver and Haniger. Oh yeah, easy. Easy, easy money. That's 27 million that you don't have to spend. Turner's a 1.4 WAR, 258 batting average, 113 OPS plus, a little bit lower, about 11 points lower than normal based on his career, but still helped. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Rip. Maybe it's because I don't have enough signed jerseys by the Mariners. Maybe that's what I'm doing wrong. I'm surrounded by signed jerseys, and I only have one that's a Mariner that's up, and that's Julio. Everybody else is another team. Sosa, can't see it. It's behind this. Acuna, Witt, Ellie De La Cruz. I mean, I'm not taking down Tatis. I mean, I lived right next to San Diego for 5 years, so I'm a Padre fan too. Robles and Randy and Julio the whole next year. Add in Rayleigh. I don't know. I don't want to get too linked to some of these players, you know what I mean? Like I feel like there's a lot of emotional and like sentimental value that's put into players like Julio. Um, we're paying him a lot of money over the next few years, and honestly, he's not bad. He's still great. He's still worth the money. But if he continues the rate that he is at now, declining for the next 2 seasons, uh, no thanks. I'm ready to move on. 2027. If he by then, if his batting average was to drop as it has, or his numbers have dropped as they have, he will be at like 12 home runs, 10 stolen bases, batting 225 by 2027. If that's the case, I don't even know how you trade him. Like you're basically then stuck with who's a good I almost said Anthony Rendon, but that's too big of an insult. And it's not true. So Chris Bryant for the Rockies. That's a good comparison. I don't want him to get to that point, but that's where he would be. If you guys find out where I live, just help me out. Um, yeah, I love Hanny. Mm, I think as a clubhouse guy, but um, clubhouse guy should be like three mil, and then anything higher than that, go back to San Francisco. It's like this. It's like the Giants knew, like we need pitching really bad, and we know that Robbie Ray, when he is good, and well, sorry, when he is healthy, he is good, and he was. They knew something we didn't, or I don't know. I don't get it. I'm wondering if like Stanton has like his favorite guys that he loves, and he's like, bring in these guys, and they're like, they suck. Like, no, like, well, no funding if you don't. Fuck. All right. So I don't know. I don't really have anything else for you guys. It's just sad. If you guys haven't already, I released my live stream podcast with Jim Riley, Ballcap Nation. He's a good dude, really good friend. I edit for him on the side for some sort of like backup videos and stuff. So developed a good relationship. He knows the stuff. We had a good conversation. You guys can go check that out. Also, I did a very long, not as long as this, um, playoff prediction, and it's super interesting to see how things are now and connect them to the way the wild card's looking, because knew the Tigers. I figured the Tigers were gonna make it, but I didn't think that the Royals would be knocked out. So I don't think it still changed up my predictions yet, but I don't know. You guys can watch that and then comment what's happened so far. I try to give updates to that video because I think it lives a little bit longer than the rest of the videos that are out there that are more informational, and I try to give my opinion and stuff. I think I might do a little bit more live streams just because there's no editing involved, and I'm like demoralized after today's news. It's bad. Host with Colton and Joe. I don't think they want me to. If you know them and you want to reach out to them and ask them if to do it, then I'm all in. I would absolutely love it. I don't mind. I will join them. They know their stuff. They're diehard Mariner fans, and it's awesome. They might even catch me on stuff that I'm not in the loop with. So it's, I don't know if they want that. I'm also, and you guys know this is a small channel, so it's growing. We're almost 2,000. That's pretty cool. We started in January. So, I mean, I appreciate you guys being here and chatting it up and being some of the OGs, because who knows where this is going to end. I enjoy this. This is fun for me. I talk too much anyways, so why not talk to you? And then maybe you can give me some feedback. And then, we can expand on that. But Mets, man, I think it might mess them up. This whole I'm still stuck on that. Like, I can't give a definitive answer as far as the AL wild card. It's just there's too many variables. I don't trust any of them to stick it out. Anything can happen. I never thought the White Sox would sweep any team this year. It's happening. But the Mets, man, I had money on them, but the Braves are doing some psycho psychoactive like mind games with the inclement weather, and now they have to change up their rotation plans, and the Mets rotation isn't the greatest. They're faring, but they're not like the Phillies, you know. Um, so I don't know, man. Like I I am not worried about the Mets, but I'm concerned. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Who's number two? It's Jeter. Derek Jeter. Yeah. Is it not in frame? Can you not see it? Oh, it's a little blurry. Yeah, it's Jeter. It's their practice jersey. So I got it for cheaper. But still cost a lot. But and then I on this wall, you guys can't see it, but I have Roy Oswalt, Jose Canseco, Luis Robert, Juan Soto, Otani, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and Machado and Jose Ramirez. So you can say I have a problem. Yeah, yeah. At least our affiliate. I mean, it's great to have an amazing. Um, it's awesome to have an amazing. I don't even know what to call them. Affiliates, I guess, but uh, it does nothing when none of them are good enough to play in the majors. You know what I mean? Like you got Dom Canzone down there. You got Vossler. You got who else is down there right now? Urias is up with the Mariners. He just plays like once every 10 games. And then ooh, who else is up there that we normally see? It's just not cutting it, man. It's like they're really good AAA players. They're really good AA team, but none of them are like good enough to be on the MLB roster. And our MLB roster is not good. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. Yeah, Bliss. Yeah. Yeah, I want to go to an Everett game. It's not it is really far, but I have no reason. It's not like Modesto or shit. I mean, Rainiers is really close to me, so I have no excuse. I should go to just a Rainiers game. I was actually I think starting next season I'm going to be one of their photographers for the Rainiers. So, that'll be fun on the days that I have available. So, if you guys go to Rainiers games, you're in Seattle, um hit me up. I might be at some of those. So, we'll see. I have to discuss the passes and everything and the days that they have home games. So, we'll see on that one. I'm working on it. But yeah, Bliss is down there as well. I'm surprised he didn't get traded, to be honest with you. I thought Bliss would get traded before Class A, but obviously they had plans to get Arozarena and he had club control, so um, I guess, I didn't need another outfielder. I think Class A is going to be really good. I think the Class A deal, sadly, is going to be like another Adam Jones with the Orioles. Like, he is going to be probably the premier player. Like, he's probably going to be like their starting center fielder in Toronto. Maybe not next year, but the year after. I just have a feeling, and then we're going to regret it, and then we're all going to bitch about it in the comments. Where in Seattle do I live? I'm not saying. Come on. That's how you get killed. Oh, shit. You can't say that on YouTube, right? They'll, like, ban you for life. Oops. I don't care. I'm not getting monetized. I don't monetize. By the way, guys, whoever's watching this, I don't monetize my videos so that you don't have to sit through ads, so that we can just talk, because there's no point to doing this when I know I'm not going to make a dime from this. Like, I might make a dime. I might make 10 cents putting up videos every single day, creating content and just having fun with this. That's not worth it if you have to sit there and watch what moisturizing cream is going to be best for your skin. I don't care. And nobody's sponsoring me, so if they did, then yeah, maybe I might read an ad, but I don't, what's the point? What's the point of that? So, not that, but the Rainiers? What do you mean? Where are they? Oh no, they're in Tacoma. Um, Tacoma Rainiers. So it's like 30 minutes south of Seattle. So, nice stadium, Cheney Stadium. If you haven't gone, you should go. It's a really nice ballpark. It's a lot of fun. Um, you don't have to be a big fan of the franchise. It's just a good time, and it's a good location. So, yeah. I think I'm gonna cut this off at an hour 30. So we got like 7 minutes. Anybody have questions or anything like that? I'm trying to think of stuff that's going on in the MLB. Lindor's back. Robbie Ray was supposed to come back for the Giants, but I think they're just gonna call it good for the rest of the season. They've been eliminated. There's no point. They already extended Matt Chapman, so might as well leave him there. Leave him be. And what else is going on? Where do you guys think Soto's going? I don't think he's gonna stay in New York. I think he's gonna go. This is a hot take. He's gonna go to L.A. Yeah, I think he's gonna go to L.A. I think the Dodgers are gonna sign him. Um, they don't have an outfield. Um, yeah, they have the money. Why not? They're all in. Tell me Ohtani wouldn't want Soto playing on his team while he's pitching. Like, dynasty. We're talking like late 90s Yankees equivalent of just like they're gonna re-sign Teoscar. They're gonna add Soto. They have Ohtani. They have Yamamoto. Glasnow is probably gonna be out next season, so they're gonna sign probably some big name pitchers. Because Glasnow's elbow is just a redundant issue. And Freddie Freeman's going to be hot. Mookie Betts is going to be amazing. He's going to probably stay at second base or shortstop. Honestly, Mookie will probably take center again. Soto will go right. Oh my God, talking about insane. That'd be just an insane team. Rojas can take third. Lux at second. Tommy Edman at short. Will Smith. Just what an insane team that would be, right? Like, yeah, I think Soto's gonna go to the Dodgers, and it's gonna make so many people mad, but I don't care anymore. Make the money, dude. Make that money. Win a championship. He's already talked about wanting to play with Ohtani. I don't see why the Dodgers wouldn't be like, yeah, we can afford it. They charge like $170 a ticket and they sell out, you know? They got it. Am I on any other social? Yeah, I got Instagram. I just started TikTok yesterday, just clips of these videos and stuff. So, however you search somebody up on TikTok, you can just look it up. It's gonna be Touching Bases podcast or Touching Bases. So you can just hit that up. I believe Instagram's Touching Bases PC podcast, not podcast, but PC4 podcast. So Touching Bases PC is the user handle. I don't post much on there, mostly just stories. Um, Interesting stuff that I see, news, anything I clip, and I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna talk about this later. Throw it up on the story. It's small. I don't pay much attention to my Instagram. I try to stick just to YouTube, and I really should be moving these to Spotify, but everything's edited. Everything's very visual, so I don't want to throw a bunch of like really good visual podcast episodes up and then you have to listen to it and you have no reference for what you're looking at. So I guess I'm just boring. Stick to YouTube, talk to you guys. Um, Enjoy life. It's raining out. It's a sad day, but we're gonna be stay positive for 2025. Yeah, yeah. I think we're gonna stay positive. So I'm gonna cut it off. I thank you guys for all joining. Whoever did slip in and whoever is watching this after the live recording, leave a comment down below if you haven't already on what your guys' thoughts are on this whole issue and whole just disastrous season by the Mariners that gave us hope, even though there was never hope. If you're a Mets fan, are you a little bit concerned? If you're a Braves fan, are you happy with the little mind tricks you're playing with the other team? And if you're the Royals or the Twins, are you shitting your pants? Until then, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.